Hi and happy Saturday. It's Caroline at the hillside and I am working on my prompt number 11 for today. I have handmade stamp and jumbo tag, and I did start that yesterday. I put together a piece of cardstock from a real estate magazine, and I measured it and it was too large, so I cut it down. I took off a little bit off, sliced down the side, and I sliced down the top, so those are not too useful for me. And then what I did was I started to decoupage just again what I have in my stash right next to me, and I also used some paint that I had nearby just to get rid of the shine and kind of start fresh. And so I've started with that. Got a couple of things pulled out for ideas. I'm gonna put the leaf over here, kind of just landed there. And I'm thinking about it as, I don't always have stories to go with my journals, but sometimes when I'm making it, it just happens. And this one to me looks like, oh, the door is going to open and the leaf's going to blow in, which happens here a lot because we have woodlands all around us. Just grabbing a couple more things from my upstairs space. Then I have a white button. I wanted to see if I could find something more natural, but I will paint it or do something, maybe stain it. No. Oh, maybe like that. That might work. The other thing I was working on, I have let my paint dry now, is this card, my jumbo tag. Let's start doing this side here. A little bit of, let's do some glue stick. Get it on here. This guy. Kind of working on these finishing touches here of the page as we go, because things have to dry in between. This way? Which way was I going? Oh yeah, let's go this way. This stamp that I made, that I described yesterday, and there's no point in waiting. I might as well just go for it. And I'm going to use, what am I going to use? I think I'll use white. This is so fun. I just what else can I put on there? I went and sewed around it. I did some rounding of the corners. I didn't cut it up here, but I'm going to put a eyelet up here. And I've just done some little bit of inking. And on this side, just a little more decoupage. Don't really know what I'm going to do here yet, but I found an old image from a book that I received from my brother and sister-in-law at an estate sale. And the pages are very delicate, but I decided I'm going to use the page that already had a little chunk of it out from a previous project that I made. So I have this little hamster. Looks like he wants to climb a board. So we have the tag, the jumbo tag that was made out of magazine page, thick cardstock from magazine. And I painted this side orange because that's what I had. This side here is decoupage. I haven't done anything with this side yet. What was I going to do? I had an idea. Yeah. There is a tiny bit of blue here, and I think that picks it up nicely. I probably should put this on here. That's the right color. It's like it all works out all the time. I'm gonna use this. What size do I need? See if that card still fits in there after I put the glue on. That's always the big question. No problem at all. Okay, very happy. There we go. We're continuing with a black pen, handmade stamp, and a jumbo tag. Done. Thanks for hanging out. Bye for now.